All right, Minorcan Navy, come along with us. We're going to fly with the drone up the East River in Brunswick and take a look at the dredge, which happens to be named Brunswick, in port, doing maintenance work here for the shipping that takes place in the East River. They're not really making this deeper. They just have to maintain the bottom of the river. If you guys remember back during the Golden Ray, some of the video we took from the ship as it was being lifted and the cars, they were just full of silt. Well, the same occurrence occurs here in the East River, and that sediment begins to build up along the bottom, and it begins to shallow the channel that the ships use to get in and out of port here. So they bring the dredge in, and it works pretty much 24 hours a day while it's here, unless they're down for maintenance. But this entire machine has a big cutter head in the front of it, and it's essentially a big pump that turns this cutter head and pushes the material through this pipe, and some of that pipe is submerged back up to the spoil area on Andrews Island. Now, this dredge has accommodations on it for the crew. They'll stay on there. They work a certain amount of time on the dredge, and then they're off the dredge. But the whole dredge kind of pivots back and forth, and you can kind of see it moving there as it swings back in this arc, working to a specified depth and picking up and vacuuming up, if you will, the sediment that's at the bottom of the river. We're going to take the drone and we're going to kind of fly out along the pipe here. And in addition to being a restful place for the local shorebirds, that thing is moving a lot of material. You can see this part of the pipe's exposed. It's on floats, and then it drops down and kind of runs down along the shore under the water. It'll come back out, drop back in, and then it'll come back up onto the spoil area. And we're going to fly out there and check that out. You can see the pipe there. And it comes back up just about where that little clump of trees starts. And there you can kind of see it. And that's a dike that's laying up there. It's also used for vehicle access, but that pipe runs over into an area that they're filling. And who knows, maybe one day this becomes port expansion property. But they certainly have a lot more material to put in here before that day comes. But you can see that pipe coming back on, and what that pipe's laying on, that's old spoil, and you can kind of see those areas where they have added, kind of moved the pipe around and added to this area of lowland. And then there's the end of the pipe discharging all that silt material along with that water. Now, the water eventually will find its way back to the river, and it'll leave that silt up in this area as it's slowly filled in.